Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so the events and new units and things like that of the 350 million download celebration is coming to a close. At the time of recording, the chain battle is going to be out tomorrow, at least my time. And that is the only thing that we have not gotten yet that we know about from the news update. So I think aside from STR Namek Goku not getting an easy A, one of the biggest disappointments from the end of this celebration, from what I've been people saying, and I think this as well, is the fact that we got the easy A's for all of the members of the GINYU Force, and they became very, very good. Even the worst one out of the 5 is still really, really good. But they did not, as we all predicted, easy A the Tech LR GINYU Goku. So this LR, you obviously get him by actually farming up the free-to-play units in the first place, getting them all maxed out and ready to go. Gives you a copy of this guy so that he can lead the team. But unfortunately, nowadays, like, you look at how powerful the free-to-play easy A's are and how good those units are, especially on other teams. I've already showed them off on like a Bojack team under a 170 lead, and they all perform very, very well. But this is the best GINYU Force category leader, and as you can see, their leader skill is only 100%, which unfortunately that just doesn't cut it in today's meta. And also, I mean, the fact that the unit itself is kind of old. So they raise attack for 1 turn on their 12 key. They do Mega Colossal and raise Extreme Allies attack by 30% for 1 turn on their 18 key. So the 18 key ability is kind of useful. Raising attack is obviously very good, boosting everyone on the rest of the turn. This is something that would work really well with how powerful the GINYU Force units are now. But then, of course, the problem is we look at their passive. Extreme class units attack and defense 30%. GINYU Force allies attack and defense 20% in addition. So 50% to GINYU Force units. But that's all they have as their passive. So they have no base attack and defense. So essentially, because obviously a support unit buffs themselves as well, this is basically saying when it comes to just this unit is attack and defense 50%. Which, again, like in today's meta, that just doesn't cut it. So like the GINYU Force team, on paper, when you look at all the other units, is now really, really strong. But they don't have a good leader. Now, obviously, there could be multiple reasons why they have done this. For all we know, they could still surprise us at the end of the celebration by giving this unit an easy A. I did see someone in my comment section speculate that there would be a part 4 of the celebration, but I'm not too sure about that. I mean, the worldwide celebration is never normally a 3-part thing, I think, and so I don't think we've ever had a 4-part celebration, but I mean, I guess you never know. This has been a year where Dokkan has done things for the first time quite a few times, but yeah, unless they suddenly surprise us at the end, these guys are not getting an easy A, which means the leader for the team, especially when it comes to like the Super Battle Road, obviously the Extreme Super Battle Road version is going to come out on Global at some point. Now, I've seen people from JP say, you know, that run is still now super easy thanks to the easy A's, but this guy is left sorely lacking. So this guy needs an easy A if you want to run the pure GINYU Force team, but they haven't given him one. And he is the only leader of the team, like we said. We have the physical LR, who's quite old now as well. Definitely needs an easy A, because, I mean, his passive is 3 key and 7,777 attack. So he doesn't even have any defense. He does raise allies defense on Super, which again is good. So if he was a solid unit, having him in slot 1 would be beneficial for the rest of the rotation. So I want him to get an easy A too, but he doesn't have the leader skill for the GINYU Force, so he's not as important. So the whole point of this video is, why have they done this? Why have they easy A'd the entire GINYU Force and not easy A'd the leader, so that the team can actually be up to snuff when, you know, you want to run them in harder content? So the thing that I was thinking, and I have discussed this with some others, including some of my friends from 5ix9ine, I think it's definitely possible that we could finally be seeing a Dokkan Fest Captain GINYU coming to Dokkan very soon, because this team needs a better leader. Dokkan Fest GINYU is something that people have been asking for a long time. So if you guys know, if you're new to the channel, you might not have seen it, but I've recently started doing a weekly series, Fan Creation Friday, where I look through a bunch of your fan-created cards based on a certain theme for that week. And the first week's episode was to create your own Planet Namek Saga Dokkan Fest exclusive, could be a TUR or an LR, and a lot of people made entries for Captain GINYU. This is a card that people really, really want to see. And if we have a look at the actual free-to-play version, like, he's now obviously very, very strong. Like, if this guy came out as a Dokkan Fest exclusive with, like, you know, higher stats, because he wouldn't be a free-to-play unit, or higher base stats, he would be insane. Like, attack and defense 170% is really, really good. Key 3, an additional attack and defense 100% when facing only one enemy, which is most events in the game, so that is pretty crazy. Attack 50%, reduces damage received by 50% when there's 2 or more enemies, so he's also still good in Super Battle Road. And then he gets an additional 50% attack, disables enemies guard when there is another GINYU Force ally on the team. And then not only is that a nice beefy passive, but his super attack, he infinitely stacks attack, as well as raising defense for 1 turn, and he seals the enemy. So, as we've been talking about with Bardock recently, with his EZA, sealing is obviously super useful in things like Super Battle Road, and this guy not only can seal up the enemy, but is also getting damage reduction when there's still multiple enemies on the field. So, this guy is really, really good. You could almost see him as like a blueprint for a future Dokkan Fest exclusive, because the one thing that is missing from this card that everybody wants, and this was on almost every single one of the fan card submissions from that episode a couple of weeks ago, is the fact that he doesn't have any sort of body change mechanic as his any of his abilities on his cards, right? Because if we go back to the actual GINYU Force thing, we've got the free-to-play SSRs, and then obviously some of the GINYU Force members have these super old SRs. There's a couple of R GINYUs. Obviously, they don't have good abilities, but we really want a GINYU in the game that has the body change ability. So I've seen all sorts of varying designs. Some people even suggested, like, I think it's kind of cool, but it's obviously very elaborate. I don't know if Dokkan would ever do this, that when you use it in an event, you actually literally swap sprites with whichever enemy that you're fighting, and your super attack just becomes whatever their super attack animation is, and obviously they become the GINYU sprite, and then their super attack against you would be the GINYU super attack animation. But I think the most common or most likely one that's going to happen is an active skill where he just exchanges bodies with Goku and then just transforms into the GINYU Goku, obviously with like a new art. Think about how cool the animation that would be in this current era of how great these animations for Dokkan are. Having a proper transformation animation of GINYU doing the body exchange with Goku and then becoming the GINYU Goku. I think that would be super, super good. So I could definitely see this upcoming. The GINYU Force, like, these guys getting buffs is great, but obviously depending on what stage you're running, you always want to run another GINYU Force member with them to fully maximize their passive. So obviously for some of these guys, if you want to do like the mono stages of Super Battle Road, you can't bring a GINYU Force ally, right? Like Extreme Tech, Guldo, you can bring this LR. Extreme Physical with Raccoon, you can bring the other LR, even though, again, they are kind of outdated nowadays. But you can't do that for the other 3, so it would be definitely nice if this GINYU was either AGL, Int, or STR. Obviously, with the existing GINYU being Int, I could imagine it's more likely that he would be AGL or STR. Imagine if he was STR, though. Another extreme STR, like Terrifying Conquerors, Space Traveling Warriors unit. That would be pretty insane. And his body change with Goku, I guess it isn't technically a transformation, so I don't know if he would be on transformation boost, but yeah, him being extreme STR would be packing quite a lot of extra firepower. So they could easily, with a new GINYU Dokkan Fest, balance out these typings so that the other free-to-play units have that extra unit of the GINYU Force they can be run with. So say, for example, they make him a Extreme AGL, and then the side banner unit could be either Extreme Int or Extreme STR, so you can help balance out these units in the mono-typing SBR stages. And when it comes to the side banner unit, we've been seeing a lot of strong side banner units lately, and a lot of good joined forces ones. So like the GT celebration obviously gave us 2 joined forces units that were supports, the Gohan and Goten, and then the Goten and Trunks. Very, very strong. I could definitely see them doing something like that with like a Jace and Berta card, because I know that's something that people have wanted to see for a long time. And then another thing that stands out to me is, if you guys remember when Dragon Ball Z Kakarot came out, this new character was revealed, GINYU, who is designed by Akira Toriyama and is apparently one of the early members of the GINYU Force. It says here she became part of the Freezer Force. She was recruited by GINYU as the first member of the GINYU Force. However, she couldn't keep up with the GINYU Force's habit of weird posing, which she found detestable, and asked to leave the group. So, I never played Kakarot all that much, but when it came out, I really assumed they were going to release her as maybe like a free-to-play card that they just gave out to everybody to celebrate the release of Kakarot, but that didn't happen. So I think she could quite easily be a side banner unit for a GINYU Dokkan Fest. Because they could easily give her like the same sort of side banner unit treatment we've been seeing recently, and give her like GINYU Force 40% attack and defense support as her passive. And then that team is just going to be even more broken. So I definitely think this could be a possibility coming up in the future. Now, the only thing that makes me think that this is a bit less likely is that, say this was the next Dokkan Fest exclusive on JP, it kind of cucks global a little bit, because we've just had this celebration at the same time. We've all got the easy A's for the GINYU Force, but then if the next Dokkan Fest after the download celebration on JP is GINYU, it's probably not going to be the next Dokkan Fest on global, unless they really decide to change around the schedule, because obviously we're expecting either AGL Kid Gohan or STR Super Vegeta next. I'm going to make a video about all the stuff that's upcoming soon as well. But it seems likely that if they did this as the next Dokkan Fest on JP, we would have to wait a few months for it to come to global, which is unfortunate, because then it means we can't run the GINYU Force team at their full potential. So making the team whole with a proper beefed up leader is definitely something I think they should have done during the joint celebration. But I do think this means we could finally see a Dokkan Fest exclusive Captain GINYU. So let me know what you guys think down below. Would you be excited for a Dokkan Fest GINYU with the body exchange ability? Who do you think the side unit would be? Would it be another combination of the GINYU Force? Could we maybe see Bonyu finally added into Dokkan? What do you think? Would you summon for a Dokkan Fest exclusive GINYU? Let me know down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.